afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the PE Center here on the campus of Marian University for the second game of our women's-men's basketball doubleheader. It pits the St. Francis Cougars, who are 6-9 overall, 1-5 in the Crossroads League, against the home Marian Knights, 4-12 overall, 2-4 in Crossroads League. Rick Johnston, Jan Bozier here with you. And Jan, these are two teams that are normally finding themselves in the top half of the Crossroads League. As we turn the calendar to January, they're trying to get that going here. Full league play from here on out.
Yeah, it's two teams that just need to win. You know, St. Francis won 3 out of their last 4. Marion's on a 2-game losing streak, as you talked about, and this is Marion's home court, so it's one of those situations where you just need to win. Whatever it takes, scrap, claw, whatever it takes, get a win here.
You talk about St. Francis. Last year they go 18-13. They make the NAI National Tournament as an at-large bid. They were the 10 seed at Georgetown. They beat the 7 seed Lewis Clark State before losing to the 2 seed Georgetown in the second round. But they had a major upheaval, losing their top 2 players, 2 first-team All-Crossroads League guys at the Division I level. The post player Isaiah Malone's now at Florida Gulf Coast, and the electrifying guard Luke Almodovar now at Southeast Missouri State. As you see the returning starting lineup here for Marian, they get Josiah Gustin back for St. Francis, still trying to find their footing, losing those top 2 guys to transfer.
Yeah, that's the new world we're in, where a lot of things can go different year to year to year, and St. Francis is really one of those ball clubs. Marian, really, in the last couple of years, is just, they're young, been playing really well, just can't stay away from the injuries, and they're still plaguing with some injuries. So it's just part of it. We are where we are, and you just got to go play. No excuses, the coach will tell you. So both teams need a victory for sure today.
For USF, their third all-league pick, honorable mention pick, Zane Burke is now a grad assistant on the staff for Nate Conley, who was named the head coach late into the calendar year. Chad Lacrosse announced his retirement August 21st, and then they hired Conley over from Manchester. There's the second-year head coach of the Knights, Pat Knight. His team 4-12 overall, 3-5 here at home. They're getting a big boost today, though. You get Josiah Gustin, the 6'8 sophomore from Pendleton Heights High School, back in the starting lineup today here for the Knights.
Yeah, that's a plus. And the more they can get healthy and have some bench. The problem they've had the last couple of years, a lot of players been playing a lot of minutes because of the injuries.
Carson Rogers jumps. He's the NAI Defensive Player of the Week for St. Francis, and the Cougars have the ball first. They're in the road black today. So they come in, as Jan mentioned, winners of 3 out of their last 4, losing to Taylor Wednesday night by 12.
Yeah, Rogers really having a good year, averaging just shy of about 19-plus points. He'll be the key for them.
He goes right in there against Gustin. Missed the first try, but got the second one, and he got a foul. He is a double-double machine, Jan, 23 and 14 against the Trojans earlier this week.
Yeah, he's one of those players, goes inside, outside. Really a tough matchup for ball clubs.
And Josiah Gustin playing in his first game since December 19th. Picks up the early foul, and Rogers able to convert on the three-point play. He's the former Kokomo Wildcat.
Yeah, Rogers going to be a tough matchup for Marian. Let's see how they decide to defend him. And really key for Marian is to get off to a good start. They're not going to want to keep the same tempo as St. Francis because they really like to push it.
Aaron Humphrey Jr. from the baseline.
Yeah, Humphrey's played very, very well. He's kind of Marian's new kind of go-to guy, averaging just about 18-plus.
Javon Lewis outside to Mar Avance. Backing down, Joe Rady goes cross-court to Keyshawn McNeil. Can't find the 3, and his former college teammate at St. Francis University in Pennsylvania, Humphrey Jr., deflects it out. So 2 former SFU guys linking up today here in Indy. McNeil gets it in. Lewis a 3, and he was able to will that in with the old 1-foot hop.
Little bit off balance, didn't matter. Great form, good ball rotation.
So the old school 3-point play, the new school 3. First couple times down the floor for USF. Humphrey Jr. over Rogers. McNeil with the board here for the Cougars. Lewis trailing the play. Played last year at Bishop State Community College. Lobs it up and threw it behind McNeil, trying to go for the highlight dunk.
Great idea, just didn't quite get it there. Lewis is kind of a dynamic guard for St. Francis.
Tied for the team lead in points, averaging 18 per night. Ron Rutland III.
There you go.
For 3.
He's really came into his own here at Marian. He's played really, really well. He could be a big upcoming star.
Sophomore spent last year at IU Indianapolis. Rejoined with one of his high school teammates, Lamar Jones from Crispus Attucks. McNeil's three halfway down and out, and Gustin there for the miss.
Well, both teams shoot the three at about a 32-33 pace.
Humphrey Jr., the big body guard. Nice cut down low. Reverse layup is in for Dylan Moles.
Beautiful back cut by Marian. Moles running without the ball. Beautiful pass. Love it. Good ball movement.
Moles kept in check after Marian fell to #1 Grace earlier this week on this floor. Lewis with the ball on the string.
Grace pretty good, aren't they?
Woo!
To say the least.
Avance from the mid-range, and Scott Moore has got the Lancers just cooking with gas over the last couple of years.
Wow, they are good.
They've lost multiple guys to the D1 level, including Elijah Malone, who spent a couple of years at Colorado, but Coach Moore just keeps the Lancers rolling along there in beautiful Winona Lake. Cold this time of year, but during the summer, beautiful out there.
That's true.
On the lake. They never show any photos of the lake near the campus during the wintertime. I wonder why. Interesting. Humphrey Jr. had the first points of the afternoon. Nice feed inside. Better ball fake on a flyby there for Moles.
Good offense. I like it. Marian really coming out focused. Good ball movement. I like it.
Both teams shooting the rock pretty well here to start things here this afternoon.
Well, the St. Francis Ball Club averages just shy of 88 points a game, Rick.
Plays like that by Avance will help out the cause. He scored 4 in a row. Humphrey, mid-range, a little bit off target. 3 Cougars are there, and there's Rogers for the miss. And he's grimacing a little bit, came down a little funky. Lewis, this man's as quick as a hiccup.
Yes, he is.
And he gets the bounce to boot. Woo!
Yeah.
Buckle up for Javon Lewis.
I've seen Lewis play, and he is absolutely quick feet. In fact, he highlights him with pink shoes to make sure we see him.
It's like your neon yellow shoes. You're two of the kindred spirits.
Yeah, the difference is his is so quick. We need to see it. Mine are so slow. I need to find out where they're at. So there's a big difference while we have fluorescent shoes.
Feed down low, and Rady can't get it. And Gustin's return to the lineup, playing for the first time in over a month, might end quickly here to start. That's his second foul here early on.
Yeah, both teams just challenging down low. It's becoming really, really difficult to stop teams at the rim. That's just, you've got to figure it out. You got to stop ball. You got to get backside help, and it's all got to happen very quickly, or teams just pound down in the rim.
And the first free throw in for Rady. Today's game presented by Masters Heating and Cooling. When the action heats up, trust Masters Heating and Cooling Indianapolis to keep your home cool. Visit mastersindy.com. 1-for-2 trip for Rady. Shoots to 65% from the line on the year. Blake Russell, 6'9", big man in here for Marian. And that sends Gustin to the bench for the Knights. Humphrey Jr. in close, no. Second time,
there
yes.
you go. Great effort by Humphrey. He's a physical player and has just really, really made a name for himself here on this basketball team for Marian.
New face out there for St. Francis, 13 in black at the bottom of your screen, Eugene Young Jr. Lewis threw it into traffic. Rutland Jr. stole it. Moles pushing the issue here for the Knights. Rutland the third, tight quarter pass to Humphrey, too low, and picked up there by the newcomer Young Jr.
Tough bounce pass, not much spacing, tough place.
Avance can really go. Blind pass to the corner and Young. Javon Lewis has to take himself out of the play to retie that right sneaker. That allows Eugene Young Jr. to splash him a triple. Did not play Wednesday in the loss against Taylor at home, but comes in shooting 35% from range. Here's Franks, the Crossroads League Freshman of the Year last year. The former Wapahani man can't find it from the mid-range. Avance, stop, pop. And the rebound is there for Blake Russell. Three-point lead here for USF. A couple of buckets here for Rutland III. Lewis takes it cleanly away from him, and Rogers, shot out of a cannon, takes on everybody that wants to come in, and then Rutland III makes up for it by swatting the shot out of bounds.
That's what you want out of your ball club, maximum effort. Look at the effort here. He really hustles and comes out of nowhere.
Ron Rutland III, the leader in shot blocks for the Marian Knights. It'll be St. Francis ball out of the timeout here on the ISC Sports Network.
Does your school offer high-quality education? Does it offer virtual or hybrid options? Marian University Preparatory School educates students in a safe, faith-based environment focused on college and career exploration. Here at Marian University Preparatory School, we empower parents and help students to master what they love and learn as they live. We are now enrolling students in grades 6 through 9 this fall. Full financial aid packages are still available. Act now to make MU Prep your school for 2022.
Today's game brought to you by Miller Transportation. Thanks to Miller Transportation, the official transportation sponsor of Marian Athletics.
Pretty good start, I think, for the Knights. They're only down by a bucket, Rick, but I like the way they're playing. Not mistakes. Hustle has really kept them in there. St. Francis, on the other side, they're playing pretty well as well. I thought the first few minutes here has been really competitive ball game.
Both teams have shot the ball really well from the floor to start. Marian 6 of 10, St. Francis 6 of 11. To get a look at Carson Rogers, the sophomore from Kokomo. This week's NAI National and the Crossroads League Defensive Player of the Week. All he did was pull down 43 boards in 3 straight games. Also scored 58 points in those 3 games.
That's a bunch.
Tied for the team lead in total points scored on the year, averaging a double-double, 19 points, and almost 13 rebounds per game. Has it here. Trying to use that size and that strength. Can't get the soft touch as he tried to go through Luke Carroll. Now tries to pick the pocket of Russell unsuccessfully.
You know, I talked about that man-on-man defense in that first game. I thought that's pretty solid. He maintained his position at ground. You cannot allow the offensive guy just to bully you back to the basket. You can't stop him.
Grady defending Rutland III. Here's Franks. Can't get it from 3. Moles tracks it down here for the Knights. Franks cuts in, this time closer, and he finds the bottom of the cup.
Really good basketball. I love the discipline in the half court right now by these men of the Marian Knights.
Knights shooting 7 of 11, or 7 of 12 from the field. They get back to within 1, but here's the electrifying Javon Lewis. Rady, his shot deleted by Carroll, triple team. Here comes the big man, Rogers, rumbling in. Couldn't get the second crack at it. The third one is stripped clean and into the hands of Moles.
Great help side by Marian. The big guy got it, but he was triple teamed. That's how you stop inside.
Looked like Rogers might have been cleared for takeoff to tear the rim off, but got caught heading towards the iron. Russell back down the much smaller Avance.
Oh my.
Ball stripped clean right to Carroll, but then Rogers came in and sent it off the glass. And now buckle up for Javon Lewis. Avance measures, threes, hits. Woo! Avance, the Indianapolis native, formerly of Lawrence North, having some words with some folks that he probably knows being from the city down in row 1. Trying to answer, unsuccessfully Moles. Avance calls for it, transition 3, a little bit short, and Rutland III, one of the only ones home.
Tempo's starting to pick up now. That's what St. Francis wants to do. Timeout.
Timeout on the floor. A 30-second timeout for whom? For Marian and their head coach, Pat Knight, his second season leading the Knights of Marian. They come in, have dropped their last 2 games and have lost 4 out of their last 6. They're currently in 7th place in the Crossroads League, but Jan, they're just a game back of the 2-way tie for 5th between Huntington and Mount Vernon Nazarene. So still some work to do here early on in the conference season as you jump back in here in January, but they're right there getting to that top half of the league.
Yeah, you know, they've got some decent height. They've got some good shooters on the ball club. You can see if they can get things going, how they could really be competitive on. But I like the way the Knights have played it. Now, St. Francis, you can see them really starting to try to push this Temple. That's what they like to do. Temple's really produced by good rebounding, because if you don't rebound, you can't get that quicker tempo going.
2-minute scoring drought here for Marian. As they try to get back on the board, trailing by 4.
I'm Marian. I really force St. Francis to play some defense.
Russell pivoting. Little baby hook. Got it.
Hey,
nice push.
How about that? Stayed on his feet, was patient. Good shot. No, that was a great shot. I'm going to upgrade it.
Russell scoreless against number 1 Grace Wednesday, but has been thrusted in here to early on in this first half after the returning Josiah Gustin picked up 2 early fouls. Rogers, no-look dish, and cutting on the baseline was Braden Messenger.
He draws a lot of attention. If he's not doing something, regardless, he still draws the attention, and he had the cutter.
Carroll almost lost his footing against
Carroll's
Messenger.
that guy. I love the way Carroll plays. Always gives 110%. He's just that guy.
Surpassed his season averages in both points and rebounds with 8 and 8 in both categories Wednesday night. Knights back to within 2. Could really use a defensive stop here against Javon Lewis and USF. Lewis, the lefty, nope. Rogers, the rebound, going right back up against Carroll.
Oh, that was a tough shot. Had a little English on the ball when he turned and banked it off the glass. That was pretty.
Coming off that 23 and 14 game against Taylor this week, back home on Wednesday. Rutland III had it deflected, able to get that 1 extra dribble before dealing off to Moles. Almost halfway home here in the opening half of a very fast-paced game here from the west side of Indy. Rutland III can't get the 3, and the rebound tapped into the arms of the waiting USF bunch. Nate Conley, the first-year USF coach, coming over after spending the last 6 years as the head man at Manchester. Rogers bullets into the corner. Eugene Young Jr.,
Wow.
and that's worth 3 points.
Yeah, really good spacing that time by the Cougars.
Young Jr. scored the 5th most points on the year. R.J. Moore also didn't play, their 3rd leading scorer for USF Wednesday. Russell against the shorter and smaller Avance, and easy work for the big fella Blake Russell. Avance 6 feet tall, giving up 9 inches and a decent amount of poundage to the big fella Russell. Lewis stopping, starting, going again, rolls off, and Franks soars in for the weak side rebound. This pass telegraphed. Here comes Rogers setting up a dunk. He's trying to go take the rim with him, and Carroll met him at the summit, is going to make him earn it at the free throw line. Rogers was setting up for something fun, but Carroll was there standing his ground and got in the way, and we hit immediate timeout. With 9:11 left to play in our opening half, St. Francis leads Marian on the road 26-21 here on the ISC Sports Network.
This is Paul. He loves running, music, and DIY home projects. In fact, he's remodeling his kitchen thanks to a home equity line of credit from Indiana Members Credit Union. They connected him with a loan officer, got him approved at a great low rate, and made it easy for him to make his monthly payment from anywhere thanks to IMCU's digital banking. Looks like Paul can do it all with a little help from IMCU.
Marian basketball on the ISC Sports Network is presented by Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, proud partner of the Marian University Knights.
Well, a little more physical, a little more up-tempo. We'll see how that pans out. Marian still, I think, playing really solid. They're matching. I like the clean physical play there. It was not malicious, didn't undercut him. He just went hard. You don't want to allow teams to have an easy 2. At a minimum, make it earn it at the free throw line. There's going to be some collision contact. There just is. But I like the fact he challenged him, and I think if you're going to be successful as a team defensively, you have to physically challenge teams at the rim.
We kind of hinted at a couple of your keys earlier. We highlighted Carson Rogers and Aaron Humphrey Jr. We've talked about the tempo. Free throws here. These will be attempts 4 and 5 for St. Francis here in the first half. Marian has yet to get to the free throw line. We're halfway home here in the first half.
Yeah, and the Marian's a team that needs to be at the free throw line. They're not a great outside shooting team, a little bit slower tempo, and it just helps them if they can find their way to the free throw line a little bit. They're a decent free throw shooting team. Marian shoots it at 76. If I shoot at 76, get me there.
Yeah. Couple fresh faces out here for both sides as Rogers makes both free throws. He exits in favor of Joe Rady. Rogers with an early 7 here for USF.
St. Francis starting to creep this lead up, now up to 7, putting pressure on Marian to make sure they produce in the half court, Rick.
Malachi King, the new face out there for USF. Josh Renfro and Eladaj Diallo in for Marian. Moles, long 2.
I like him a lot. He can stop on a dime. Moles, a junior from Greenfield. Boy, Greenfield's had some great teams, haven't they?
That Braylon Mullins guy was pretty good.
Yes, he was just
above average. Diallo doesn't have numbers. Waits for reinforcement. Somehow found the cutting Moles.
good ball movement. Good ball movement by the Knights.
Diallo, redshirt sophomore from Brownsburg. Russell going to work against Malachi King, and another soft touch from Blake Russell.
I have talked about the half hook all year long. If you can figure out how to manipulate the half hook, it's almost impossible to block. And if you're not real tall, it's a great, great shot. I love the way he used the half hook.
Russell with 6 points here early on after going scoreless against Grace on Wednesday. Turnaround, Rady couldn't get it in front. Good hustle from McNeil to get the offensive board. Messenger back to McNeil. Traffic, bumped, fadeaway, air ball. Still plenty of time to get a shot away. Now it's starting to dwindle as Messenger has it knocked out of bounds.
Well, I thought the Knights defense really solid that time. 9 seconds. You got to really D it up here and force St. Francis to take a rough shot.
Avance back in, and he might do it himself as he takes the inbound along with Javon Lewis. Avance. McKing fumbled it. Long two, corner, short. Down to Avance, who got it. Or did he? No.
No, they say no.
One of our officials will say that he did not get that reverse layup in. Again, the horn didn't go off, but it looked like Zero had hit the clock with the ball still in his hands.
They may look at this.
And they will get a look at the review. Robert Gant, Andy Homa, and Henry Lane are three officials here today. So get a look at Nate Conlon. Here's a look at that.
Take a watch the lights all around.
So one. Oh, I think what happens, I think they accidentally reset the shot clock to 30.
Reset the shot clock. I think you're exactly right.
So you can barely see it at 1 right there. It was going to be tough because he caught that ball after the shot clock had gotten.
This is Molly. She loves.
So our officials taking a look. And it's going to be tight. The call on the floor was a shot clock violation, but since the shot clock reset, I think what they're probably might just throw 1 second back up there and have St. Francis have the ball because the shot clock was reset. It wasn't supposed to be because I don't think that King long two hit the rim at all. I don't think, at least. And even then, they reset it to 30, then to 20. So you still have a improper reset there either way.
Here comes the shot. Let's see if it gets reset. 2, 1.
Right there.
Yeah, they reset the clock.
And they hit 30 and then 20. And that's a quick review. So
I think they're going to get. I think the correct thing to do is give the ball out of bounds to St. Francis. They're going to wave it off. They're going to say no. Well, so what they did was they basically just did the math.
Yeah.
If you will, in seconds, still didn't feel like you had it in time. So you can't argue that.
Nate Conley getting an explanation. And so an opportunity here to tie or cut the deficit to 1 here for Marian. Down by 3 here against St. Francis.
I like the fact that that's one that was worth looking at.
Yep.
And they did the right thing, looked at it, and then made, I think, a really good call on the play.
Renfro being tracked by Lewis. Humphrey Jr. trying to use his strength against Avance. Fall away, mid-post, no, and
Tough
King has
shot.
the board. Yep.
Tough shot. Marian back within one possession here. Got to D it up.
Avan started his college career at Miami in the MAC. Corner three, Lewis, and he knocks down another one. Second one today.
I don't think you can leave him that wide open. He's that guy who can hit that three.
Team leader in made threes now with 26. He's 2 of 3 here to start in this first half. Diallo, Humphrey Jr. spins. Nice extra help coming in from Rady. Held ball. Actually, no, call the reach-in foul against Rady. That's number 1 on him. And free throws upcoming for Aaron Humphrey Jr.
Went in strong. You go in strong, your chances of getting fouled and a foul called are huge.
Today's game presented by Speedway Subaru. From our team to yours, good luck tonight from Speedway Subaru. At Speedway Subaru, you'll find the largest Subaru inventory around, all backed by our Speedway Cares lifetime powertrain warranty, absolutely free. Speedway Subaru, family-owned, Indy proud, and here when you need us. Visit us on West 16th Street or shop SpeedwaySubaru.com.
Humphrey's normally a pretty good free throw shooter at about 78, 79. Kind of, that last one I thought he rushed a little bit. He's usually solid at the free throw line. That's why you like him to get there, because he's a really pretty good free throw shooter.
Only got there twice against Grace on Wednesday.
That's
averaging almost
good double team. Great double team by the Knights.
Rogers gets it back. A little dump down. McNeil, too much. Rady amongst a bunch of traffic in white. Turnaround, tough one. But then Avance came in, couldn't get the dunk. And Avance is going to get called for the offensive foul, and he is beside himself.
Wow, I know we had bodies flying everything, attacking the rim.
Including Avance.
Look at this. I like it. Both teams just getting after it.
I think what they got him is that left arm. He put it right on the upper shoulders of Humphrey Jr. to kind of propel himself up there.
Wow.
And I think that's what they got him for. Underneath, Moles, the big 2. He's up to 8 here in this first half. And just like that, the Knights have it down to 1 possession, and then Avance says, no, 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 I want 2 more points on the other end.
I know one thing. You can't go in soft or play soft around that rim. It's getting physical.
The adults are playing here on a Saturday afternoon in Indy in the PE Center. Russell, who's been wonderful in this half, draws the foul on McNeil. And you look at the 6'9" freshman from Louisville. He's got really nice body control here early on with a lot of those pivots.
Yep.
Number 1 on McNeil, number 3 on the Cougs. Russell to the line. These will be his 7th and 8th free throws of his college career. Today's logistics marketplace is an ever-changing landscape where you can make your mark as a leading third-party logistics company in North America. Spot gives you the tools to tackle industry challenges for our partners. Here, initiative, drive, and teamwork form the basis for a rewarding, fast-paced career. Visit spotinc.com/careers for more information today. Spot is proud to partner with Marian University.
Once again, Knights at the free throw line equals good things. I like it a lot. Get there more.
7 for Russell. And the Knights have it back down to 4 once again. Avance against Franks. Rady to Lewis with Diallo chasing him. Rogers with a quick spin. And Russell standing his ground, but then Rogers still goes up and over for the deuce.
And you know what? That was really pretty good defense.
Yeah.
He just made a superb shot. I mean, I'm not sure how else you defend him.
Renfro tries his hand to long 3, and he cashes in.
There you go. That's a good 3. See, they haven't forced threes. Everything was packed in. That's a really good 3.
Avance fell asleep a little bit defensively there. Renfro, the top man in three-point makes and 3-point percentage for Marian. Javon Lewis finds Eugene Young Jr., who can't cash in on his what would have been his 3rd, made 3 to start the game. Humphrey Jr. galloping, lost the dribble into the good seats, and it's going back to St. Francis.
Yeah, that's where dribbling gets you in trouble.
And making his return to the lineup will be Luke Lindemann, 6'6" freshman out of Bloomington, Indiana. Has not played in some time. He'll be back on the floor after this media timeout with 4:37 left to go here in the first half on the ISC Sports Network.
This is Molly. She loves road trips, hikes, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle. Like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. And for when she's on the go, IMCU makes it easy for her to pay from anywhere thanks to their digital banking. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union.
Mentioned a lot of returns today here for the Marian Knights. Lindemann played back against Taylor on January 3rd, did not play against Grace on Wednesday, but for Pat Knight and Marian, they're starting to get some of their guys back, which is good here at the beginning of January.
Yeah, you can start to see the fact that he just needs a few more players, and if they can get that depth back, that will help a lot. I think Marian has been really solid here in this first half. They only trail by one possession, but I like the way they've played. They've been physical. Shot selection has been good. I still believe the more they can find their way to the free throw rig, that's just going to be a feather in their cap. I really do.
Yeah, the Knights shooting a blistering 59% from the field, just 1 of 4 from 3.
Yes.
St. Francis has cooled after their hot start. They're in the low 40s from the overall, but they've shot the three ball well, 5 of 10.
Yeah, and Marian's shot selection has been outstanding. They've really made good decisions on the offensive side.
4.5 left to play in our opening stanza. And a nice read by Rutland III and a better crafty. Oh, the ball never went out of bounds.
How about that? Great hustle, though.
Knocked it off of Lewis, and it looked like it was going to go out of bounds, but that thing just stayed in play. Crossover Lewis with A to get a shot away. Can't get it. Avance couldn't tap it in with 3 players around him. But then Rogers just picks the ball up over everyone's heads like he was playing with middle schoolers.
That's what I'm talking about. I love that. Just physical, stayed after it.
Franks 3. Nope. Humphrey Jr. battling with Rogers. Sends it out to Renfro. Here's Rutland III. Yes!
Let me tell you something. That is as good a possession. Physical rebound, good hustle, stayed with it. That's all you ask out of a ball club. Really well done by the Marian men.
Game tied at 35. Our first tie in some time as St. Francis has had the upper hand for the majority of this first half. Rogers bullies with Humphrey Jr., who blocked the shot and then gets the rebound. Rogers slow to get back up, so Marian has numbers 5 on 4. Humphrey Jr. trying to take advantage against the smaller Lewis. Baby hook, too much. And Eugene Young Jr. has the miss. Javon Lewis, end-to-end action, but then Rutland III denied him.
How many times has he come out of nowhere to make a basketball play? This kid has got a huge upside. We've seen him in high school do some amazing things. You really see his comfort level in college starting to really come into place in the last few games.
Inside to Avance, who gets blocked from behind by Franks. Doesn't have numbers. Will he try to attack? Yes. Couldn't split the double team. Takes it off of 1 foot. Avance with a one-hand board.
Not a bad shot.
Still deadlocked at 35. Avance thought about doing it himself. Messenger a 3, and St. Francis back in front.
Boy, it's a battle, isn't it? I like it. This has been a really fun game.
Just the 7th made 3 for Messenger this year. He entered today's action at just 26%.
And I'll tell you why Marian's in this thing. This is their temple versus St. Francis temple, and they play better at their temple.
Jay doesn't go for Rutland III. King cleans it up here for USF. Javon Lewis can really go. Finds Avance, corner 3. Got halfway down and out, and he got tackled by Renfro, and 3 free throws coming for Mar Avance.
Marian personal foul number 1, Josh Renfro, his first, team's 4th.
Avance has taken a long and winding road to get to St. Francis. The senior started his college career at Miami University over in Oxford. Spent last season at Southeastern Community College, where he scored 15 points a game.
St. Francis really hadn't been at the free throw line all that much here the latter part of this first half.
Avance averaging 17 points per game in his first season at USF. Good free throw shooter at 79% as well.
Checking in for the Knights, 3, Dylan Mold.
And that one stays down. 12 for Avance here in the lead. Up to 6, a 6-0 burst.
Yeah, every time Marian's kind of got it tied or made a run, St. Francis so far has been able to answer the bell, keep the lead.
Moles gives way to Renfro. Puts it on the floor, then back out to Moles. Here's Rutland the third, guarded by Young Jr. Moles, nice kick out to the Ron Rutland the third.
That's a good shot. Good ball movement by the Knights. They got a clean look like they wanted, didn't quite go in. Like the movement on offense, though. Their passing on the half court has been really good today so far.
Lewis against Rutland the third. His pass in traffic got deflected. Back to Malachi King, who puts it in.
The one problem with St. Francis and Marian, mismatches inside. The height advantage is clearly the St. Francis side, and at times it's raised his head.
King's first scoring runner doesn't drop for Lindemann. Rebounded by Humphrey Jr. Got blocked once, but stuck with it and put it in.
Humphrey's doing all the heavy lifting.
That stops the 8-0 St. Francis run as we had a minute to play here in the first half.
1 minute remaining in the half.
Lewis wanted to go down to King. Instead settles for Avance, who got a step on Moles, and he'll have free throws upcoming once again as Mar Avance has been attacking with reckless abandon here in the first half.
Marian personal foul number 3, Dylan Moles, his first, team's 5th. At the line for the Cougars, shooting 2-14, Mar Avance.
Today's game brought to you by Tom O'Brien Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. If saving money is important to you, visit Tom O'Brien Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, a proud sponsor of Marian Athletics. Tom O'Brien is Indy's preferred Jeep dealer with 2 locations and the biggest Jeep inventory in Indiana. To show our support, Tom O'Brien will donate $200 to Marian for every car any student, parent, employee, or friend of Marian buys when you mention this promo. Go Knights and go to Tom O'Brien to see how our family works for you since 1933. Avance makes the second up to a baker's dozen. Moles trying to cut into the deficit. Nice fall away, Jay, from the elbow. And a timeout here for USF. That's their use it or lose it timeout here in the first half.
Moles really having a solid game. Like to see him more involved in this offense. He's such a pure shooter. Elevation on his jump shot. You ever watch see how high he elevates? He gets up.
Not the tallest guy, 6'3",
no.
but that bounce has really given him a lot of advantages here, both this season in particular here this afternoon.
Man, we've got a good one here, 39-44, 2-possession lead now by St. Francis. But I really like the way the men's Marian Knights are playing in the half court. Good ball movement, good spacing, good shot selection, playing physical on the defensive side. Some matchup problems, but for the most part, they've battled their way through it. And to keep this thing in a 2-possession game so far has been solid. It's been a solid outing for the Knights.
Yeah, early on, St. Francis tried to make this thing a track meet. It was almost like you're hearing IndyCar engine sound.
That's what they want to do.
Here.
That's what they want to do. And for the most part, Marian has been able to make the tempo more pro them.
Shot clock dark, so Avance will slow it down here for USF, trying to hold for the final shot. Again, they've led for the majority of this half here so far. With one tie at 35, Rutland the third steals with 9 to go. Avance back, Rutland the third goes in, and he beat Avance to the rim. And then almost stolen to the back. It is stolen by Lindemann with 1 second. Moles doesn't beat the horn, took one extra dribble. And Marian was that close to a quick 4-0 swing. Instead, they'll go into the locker room down by just 3, but a nice end to the Knights.
Marian really playing physical, getting quick, getting aggressive, made some plays at the end, and one possession is all it separates. Really, really like the way men's Marian Knights played in that first half. I thought they were smart, thought they were aggressive, physical. By far the best half I've seen them play so far this year.
Moles leads the way with 13, Rutland the third with 7. Halftime show coming up next here on the ISC Sports Network.
This is Molly. She loves hiking, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle, like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union. This is Paul. He loves running, music, and DIY home projects. In fact, he's remodeling his kitchen thanks to a great low rate on a home equity line of credit from Indiana Members Credit Union. Looks like Paul can do it all with a little help from IMCU.
Merchants Bank is a unique bank. As rates move up and down, our rates are always at the top.
Great. Let's go.
Our team has a proven track record as one of the nation's top performing banks.
Now that's a top performer.
What you see is what you get. A 4.00 APY money market without gimmicks or hidden fees.
Let's leapfrog him. Hop to it. Merchants Bank, where your money is safe, secure, and earning more. Hop on over.
There's something that may surprise you about Marian University. It's not our Catholic faith or our Franciscan values. It's not our 5,000 students or our diversity. It's not Marian's championship athletics or our Indianapolis location. It's that Marian is home to Indiana's only college of osteopathic medicine. Marian, Indy's Catholic University.
This is Molly. She loves road trips, hikes, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle, like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. And for when she's on the go, IMCU makes it easy for her to pay from anywhere thanks to their digital banking. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union.
Really fun first half here from Marian University. Knights led by as many as 1. Lead for St. Francis no bigger than 8. Rick Johnston, Jan Bozier here with you. Thoughts on the first half overall?
You know, I thought it was a really good first half. I thought both teams kind of had to be pretty pleased on what they were able to accomplish. St. Francis, clearly, we talked about this, wants to up the tempo. They average just shy of 88 points a game. That's not what Marian Knights do. They're very much more half-court oriented, and I thought the way that Marian played helped them control the tempo. It wasn't any one thing that they did, just their overall play. But I thought they were just as physical and neutralized some of that advantage size that St. Francis had.
Cougars shoot 39% or 40% in that first half. They out-rebound Marian by 9 in that first half. The big difference, though, Jan, is three-point shooting for St. Francis. They made 3 more than Marian, and they went to the line 6 more times, and that's how many more they made. That's why the Cougars have a 3-point lead, even though Marian shot 55% from the field in the first half.
Yeah, Marian's not a great three-point shooting team as a whole, but they actually don't do a terrible job at it. They shoot 33%. They take about 20 a game, whereas St. Francis takes about 23 a game. So when Marian takes a 3, it's because they got good spacing. Yep. They cause the defense collapse, they get a good shot. Marian needs to get, in my opinion, to the free throw line more so than 3s come and go, that's fine. Marian will win this game if they find themselves at the free throw line.
Yeah, just 4 attempts in the first half for the Knights. 2 players each getting the line. Russell went 1 for 2. Humphrey Jr. went 1 for 2 as well.
I thought he was phenomenal. I thought Humphrey's effort was completely off the chart. He's the guy that has to be the hard worker. He's got to be the crane inside, and I thought he just played absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, how about here? Here's his line, Jan, in the first half. 14 minutes, 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Incredible.
Yeah, great effort, I thought, by everybody. I thought their ability to be just as physical as St. Francis kind of equalized the score. That's what you see.
Double-figure scores for the Knights. Moles had 10. Rutland III had 10 as well. There's some more dog acrobatics here at halftime. On the other side, for St. Francis, 13 for Avance on 4 of 7 shooting, 9 for Rogers, and 8 for Lewis. As the Knights also got the 7 from Humphrey. And then Russell coming off the bench. You get You get Gustin in foul trouble early in his return to the lineup, playing in just his 4th game of the year. But then Russell comes in, gets you 7 points, didn't miss a shot from the field, and also pulled down 2 boards as well in 11 minutes.
That's what Marian has really struggled with. I talked about just last year and this year. They just have had not much bench to go to. And if that bench can get better and grow in size and then produce like they did here today, it can be a complete different Marian ball club.
2 teams trying to climb top half of league standings. A pivotal game here in early January between St. Francis and Marian. The Knights trailing by just 3 here at halftime on the ISC Sports Network. We'll be right back.
This is the Pepsi for America's best barbecue. Worthy of 100-mile detours and 1,000 likes. Looks good. This is the Pepsi for mopping, dipping, and dousing. Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you. This is the Pepsi for serious fans and serious eats. This is the Pepsi for Sundays at the ballpark and days off at your favorite pizza joint. Right, Aaron?
Best slice in New York.
Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you.
This is Paul. He loves running, music, and DIY home projects. In fact, he's remodeling his kitchen thanks to a great low rate on a home equity line of credit from Indiana Members Credit Union. Looks like Paul can do it all with a little help from IMCU. This is Paul. He loves running, music, and DIY home projects. In fact, he's remodeling his kitchen thanks to a great low rate on a home equity line of credit from Indiana Members Credit Union. Looks like Paul can do it all with a little help from IMCU. This is Molly. She loves road trips, hikes, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle. Like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. And for when she's on the go, IMCU makes it easy for her to pay from anywhere thanks to their digital banking. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union.
An up and down, buckle your seatbelt type of first half between St. Francis and Marian. Aaron Humphrey Jr. got things going early for the Knights, and then it was Ron Rutland III, one of 2 Knights in double figures with an even 10.
Well, but what I like to say about those guys is while we're showing the highlights of the offensive side, they got back and played just as hard on the defensive side.
See a little mid-range step back for Rutland III as St. Francis limited to just 39.5% shooting in that first half, and they really try to make that thing a track meet early. Again, the reason they have the 3-point lead right now, superior 3-point shooting and more trips to the free throw line as well, but a lot of contributors today offensively for the 41 first half points. Blake Russell really strong in that first half for Marian.
And I think these highlights do a good job of showing how much downhill, how much movement there was for Marian in this half court. Everything's pushing towards the rim. Every movement's going towards the rim. And I thought that was really good half court out of the Marian men Knights.
See Ron Rutland III, one of his 2 first half 3-point baskets, and then Moles doing work, a little fall away Jay there against Javon Lewis. And then Rutland III with the steal. This just before the end of the half.
Yeah, used his body really good to kind of protect the ball, and if Marian can find 2 or 3 transitions, get to the free throw line, play good defense, they got a huge shot here. This could be a nice boost for the men if they can figure a way to get this one in the win column.
Knights come into today 4-12 overall, just 2-4 in the Crossroads League. Nothing better than a little Frisbee dog action on Saturday, right, James?
I like it. I'm a big dog guy. Used to raise Great Danes. They would go after one Frisbee and call it a day. These guys got endless energy. My dogs kind of resemble me. One good catch and you sit down and call it a day.
Thank you. I'll see you later. Good night. Both teams making their way back onto the floor. We'll step aside and come back and get you ready for the second half here between St. Francis and Marian on the ISC Sports Network.
This is Molly. She loves hiking, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle, like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union. This is Paul. He loves running, music, and DIY home projects. In fact, he's remodeling his kitchen thanks to a great low rate on a home equity line of credit from Indiana Members Credit Union. Looks like Paul can do it all with a little help from IMCU.
Merchants Bank is a unique bank. As rates move up and down, our rates are always at the top.
Great, great. Let's go.
Our team has a proven track record as one of the nation's top performing banks.
Now that's a top performer.
What you see is what you get. A 4.00 APY money market without gimmicks or hidden fees.
Let's leapfrog him. Hop to it. Merchants Bank, where your money is safe, secure, and earning more. Hop on over.
There's something that may surprise you about Marian University. It's not our Catholic faith or our Franciscan values. It's not our 5,000 students or our diversity. It's not Marian's championship athletics or our Indianapolis location. It's that Marian is home to Indiana's only college of osteopathic medicine. Marian, Indy's Catholic University.
This is Molly. She loves road trips, hikes, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle, like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. And for when she's on the go, IMCU makes it easy for her to pay from anywhere thanks to their digital banking. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union.
End of the halftime. Rolling along here from the PE Centers. Look ahead to the upcoming games. The Marian Knights are going to be back here on Wednesday, Jan, for a monumental matchup with Indiana Wesleyan coming into town here for part of a women's and men's doubleheader Wednesday night. Things don't get any easier for the Marian Knights right back into the Crossroads League season.
No, they don't. And anytime Indiana Wesleyan and Marian get together, it's always a good game. Well, of course, Indiana Wesleyan, obviously a huge stretch here in the last 10 years or plus for Indiana Wesleyan with multiple national championships, great teams. They're always going to be a threat, having another good year this year. So it's a great opportunity, though. You know, you always get better when you play better teams, and clearly Highwoo is one of those. It should be a good game, especially if Marian can get a win today. Get yourself some momentum. Practice is always better after a win to get yourself, you know, prepared for that really rivalry ball game.
Like we mentioned off the top, both on the women's basketball side of things and on the men's basketball side of things, ever since the NAI went back to one division in basketball after being in two for multiple years, if you can finish in the top four, you're pretty much guaranteed a national tournament spot. And if you can really be in the top five, you're probably going to get that at-large bid as well, like you saw last year with St. Francis. So you have a team today in Marian, just a game back of that lucrative tie for fifth, and St. Francis a game back in seventh. They're tied for the final spot of the playoffs with Spring Arbor. So a lot on the line here for a game that's coming up on for today on January 10th.
Yeah, we're going down the home stretch. Once the new year gets here, you're going down the home stretch in the conference, and you got to be playing your best basketball. It's a long season. It's a grind. You're sore, you're tired, but now a lot becomes a mental game. It really does. You've got to continue to prepare regardless if you're tired, sore, and all those types of things. This is a physical league. You take a pounding, but you've got to mentally be prepared every single game to give your best shot. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun down the stretch.
3-point lead for St. Francis as we get ready to start the second half. What are some things you'd like to see both teams change or keep doing here in the second half?
Well, I don't think St. Francis is going to change anything.
Just go, baby.
And Marian, I don't think they change anything. What I do think they do is have to maintain. The first half's got to be like the second half. And add in getting to the free throw line a little bit more. Stay within striking distance. Give yourself a chance at the end to be able to win this thing.
We harped on a couple different times. Marian just got to the line 4 times in that first half, something for Pat Knight's crew that they really got to up here in the second half.
And they're only down 3.
Yeah.
So if you can get there a little bit more, that might be a little bit of a difference maker, enough to pull this thing out. Get off to a good start. Marian has the ball, get a good shot, get things started in the right direction.
Starters on the floor for both teams here. Again, Josiah Gustin, 2 in white, making his return to the Marian lineup for the first time since December 19th. Played just 4 minutes in that first half because of 2 personal fouls.
I really think if Marian can get off to a good start and play the way they did in the first half, they got a huge shot right here.
Gustin from the logo, trying to get his own miss, could not, and here comes Rogers pushing the issue for St. Francis. Lobs it with Avance, who circled around and found it. Lewis open 3, short, and up and over everyone was Gustin.
Oh, wow. Marian had numbers, but wasn't able to find the guys in transition. That's okay.
Both teams empty on their first trips down the floor, coming out of the locker room. Right to the rim, and an and one coming, and an opportunity to tie it for Dylan Moles.
Smart basketball, Rick. Really good decisions. People cutting, taking a look. Humphreys with the pass to the corner. Nobody from St. Francis cuts off baseline, and a little kind of pick down below didn't hurt the cause either. Tie ball game, baby.
Second foul on Mar Avance as he knocked Moles in the head. 13 now for Moles, and we're deadlocked at 44, our 5th tie here in the ball game. Avance lost on the way there, loses it into the dance team, and it's going back to Marian.
Oh, my. Take advantage of it now. He's just a little bit out of control, cost him a possession. Now Marian's got to fill it right now. If they can get the lead, play with the lead, it's a different middle piece of the puzzle.
Humphrey runs the point here for the Knights. Killer crossover right to the rim against Rady, and he
well
puts it up and in.
Done. Used his body, got some space off the glass. Marian Knights have the lead.
Their first lead since early on in the first half as they've scored the first 5 out of the locker room. Avance bluffs the 3, working on the baseline. Back outside, this is Keyshawn McNeil. Lid still on the rim. Marian unable to gather in the rebound, and then 2 St. Francis men run into each other. Rogers and Lewis, and it's out of bounds and back to Marian. Lewis and Rogers were right there, and then they ran into each other. Rutland III had 10 in the first half. Rogers, this week's National Defensive Player of the Week, guarding around a screen. Quick pull-up for Ron Rutland III.
What a shot, and he's the guy that can do that. He's got that quick jump shot, difficult to guard.
5 of 8 is Rutland from the floor.
Oh
Rady
my.
going right at Gustin and misses the shot from in close.
Use that left arm an awful lot. They let him use it, though.
Rutland III, 5 of 8 from the
yes,
floor.
Sir.
Aaron Humphrey Jr. with 11. Third night with double figures.
Really
and it's
good
all,
start. Really good start, Rick, for the Knights. Now,
all Marian, 9-0 out of the locker room.
Now put it on the defensive side. Force St. Francis to take a timeout.
USF has missed their first 3 shots and now their first 4 shots. And a little bit of a leak out here from Moles after Lewis missed the 3. Knights have made their first 5 shots here from the field. Coming out of the halftime break, and they lead by 6, their biggest of the afternoon.
Good shot selection with the lead. Oh, good idea, just over the head.
They wanted Gustin inside with Rogers fronting, and it's thrown into the stanchion.
Great idea, just the pass a little hard, but it's a great idea. Oh my, Rutland's comes up limping, that's not good.
Looks like he was pointing to his quad a little bit.
Yeah, his quad tightened up on him. Boy, they need him. He's playing a high level.
Yeah, remember the sports medicine staff jogging to try to go help Rutland III out as he walks to the end of their bench. He's replaced on the floor by Renfro. 3 new faces on here for USF, by the way. Eugene Young Jr. spots and misses. Nothing but glass.
Ooh, tough shot. I thought that was an awful quick shot by then. Marian's forcing St. Francis to go way deep into the shot clock. I like it.
Messenger and King, the other 2 men on the floor here for St. Francis. And a foul on Humphrey Jr. Or foul drawn by Humphrey Jr., excuse me. This one taken by Messenger.
Humphreys just has that ability to make it so difficult to guard him because of his quick feet, and he is very physical. That's a tough matchup.
6'7", 225 for the Indianapolis native. Was teammates with McNeil at St. Francis University of Pennsylvania early on in their college careers. King might have partially blocked it. Here comes Avance, low bounce pass, somehow found Eugene Young Jr., who finishes in front.
Yeah, that transition was not good. Humphreys a little quick on the shot, and then Marian didn't get back, and Cougars took advantage of it, got an easy quick two.
St. Francis scoreless for the first 3.5 of the second half, and a fall-away Jay clean for Moles. He's up to 15.
Moles really having a solid game. I want to see him absolutely stayed involved in this offense.
Moles has only missed one shot from the field, Jan, 7 of 8. And that was a three-point basket. Screen and roll Messenger, hammered hard by Humphrey Jr.
Not much he could do there. He kind of in no man's land, but make him earn it. How many fouls? That's just his first. Good. Talk about getting off to a good start, Rick, and Marian off to a really good start.
Knights 5 of 7 from the field to start this second half. St. Francis on the other side just 1 of 6. Messenger, the sophomore, good free throw shooter, now 5 of 6 from the stripe with his fluorescent orange sneakers.
Be smart now. You got the lead. You don't have to take a bad shot. Be very selective here.
Knights have been great coming out of the locker room here after falling behind by as many as 8 in the first half. Oh, the lane was wide open. It said Humphrey Jr. settles for a long two that missed everything.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He had it wide open.
Avance attacks and boogies his way home.
Yeah, that's too easy. Pat Knight not happy, and don't blame him at all. You do a great job to build the lead, then you allow easy possession. That's a good timeout by Coach Knight.
Timeout on the floor. 2-point lead for Marian. It's a 30 will become into a full here on the floor for Marian. You're watching Marian basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Does your school offer high-quality education? Does it offer virtual or hybrid options? Marian University Preparatory School educates students in a safe, faith-based environment focused on college and career exploration. Here at Marian University Preparatory School, we empower parents and help students to master what they love and learn as they live. We are now enrolling students in grades 6 through 9 this fall. Full financial aid packages are still available. Act now to make MU Prep your school for 2022.
Jan, Marian shot 5 of 8 coming out of the locker room. What have you liked the adjustments from Pat Knight this
Well,
bunch?
I think it's just smart offense. They didn't rush anything. They took what the defense gave them and got good shots, and I think really had good movement on the defensive side up till that last time where they just really allowed an easy bucket, and I think that's where some of the bench has got to come in and help you. These guys playing a lot of minutes. When you start to see that, that's typically you're starting to get a little tired. That's why I really like the timeout here.
That young lady was fantastic today, our halftime performer with the Frisbee Dogs, both during halftime of the women's game and here at our men's game. On the wonderful entertainment here at Marian University, both on the floor and at halftime today. Knights in the midst of a decent homestand here to start 2026. As we mentioned, they'll be back here Wednesday against Indiana Wesleyan coming into town. Knights ball out of their own timeout, as Luke Carroll has come in here for the Knights. First time here in the second half.
And then when Carroll comes in, energy also comes in. I like Carroll a lot.
Lead was as big as 6 for the Knights here in this half. It's been whittled down to 2. Trying to make it back to 4 was Moles, unsuccessful. Young Jr. able to save it here for USF, and now they have an opportunity to tie or take the lead. Malachi King goes slashing in, got blocked, got his own miss. Going against Gustin, lost his footing. That's a traveling violation as he moved that pivot foot. Nice job there by Gustin to stand his ground and get playing with those 2 first half fouls.
Just stay trees, stay tall, and then help side. I didn't think that last shot on Marian was bad at all. He just didn't hit it. That's a good jumper from the elbow. See if we can get something here.
Franks rips and goes right around Lewis. Nicely done by the sophomore Aiden Franks. Last year's Crossroads League Freshman of the Year, a second-team All Crossroads League pick as well for the then redshirt freshman. Messenger thought about stepping into a three, gives way to Young. Javon Lewis, one of the long three. King going baseline. Cut off by the energetic Carroll. 10 to shoot here for the Cougars. Lewis down Main Street kicking. Messenger wing three, swish.
That's good offense by the Cougars. Patient, good ball movement, good spacing. Got a good shot out of it. Hard to argue that.
Second three of the day for Messenger, who came in just 6 of 23 from range. He's made both of his triple tries today. He's got USF down by 1. Franks into Gustin, who has a height advantage. Out to Renfro, a little bit short as he was falling away from the corner. Gustin falling on the floor, trying to keep it going in Marian's favor. Held ball will send it on the possession arrow over to St. Francis. And that takes us to another media timeout here on the floor. Still plenty of work and time left to go here in our second half. St. Francis with the ball, down by 1 to Marian here on the ISC Sports Network.
This is Paul. He loves running, music, and DIY home projects. In fact, he's remodeling his kitchen thanks to a home equity line of credit from Indiana Members Credit Union. They connected him with a loan officer, got him approved at a great low rate, and made it easy for him to make his monthly payment from anywhere thanks to IMCU's digital banking. Looks like Paul can do it all with a little help from IMCU.
Today's game presented by the M Club. The Knights M Club is Marian Athletics' official fundraising organization. Whether you're an alum, student, parent, or just a fan of Marian, this club is for you. Your support helps fund scholarships and facility upgrades for over 900 student athletes across 26 varsity teams. Be sure to join the Knights M Club today.
Rick, what are they throwing? Are those T-shirts?
T-shirts, baby.
What if they got a 5XL in that box?
I will pass a note down and I will ask and I will see if we.
Don't be throwing up no small up here.
Yeah, you got
maybe for somebody. I need a 5X. So tell them those people throw one of those up here.
Well, there was one in the. I think it was the women's game that came. I think one of the dance team's moms and grandmas were sitting next to us, and that thing came flying up here like a missile. Yeah. I was holding on for dear life.
You thought it was a rocket coming at you, man. She had a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right at you.
They might need to get her on the softball team to start throwing runners out from left field.
13 minutes, still tons of time left. Oh, my, what do we got?
Oh, Avance is going to get bailed out. He tried to go behind the back. He almost threw it into the parking lot, and then Moles collided with him. And Moles of Marian called for the foul.
That's 2 on him.
Quick restart here for USF on a tough one as Lewis gets it back. Avance tried to draw the foul and said he still hit the 3.
You got to give the Cougars tons of credit because they've answered a lot of things Marian's throwing at them. Still hanging in there, but for some reason they find a way to get the lead again.
Cougars back in front by a deuce. Still not 7 minutes into the second half, but then an off-target pass as Moles threw it away from Renfro going cross court.
That's the last thing you wanted.
Some folks in the front row having a conversation with Mar Avance, who's had ongoing conversations with pretty much everybody on the front row today, I think. He's a very popular guy. Messenger feeding off to Malachi King. Blocked from behind. Second opportunity goes glass.
Malachi King.
Humphrey's coming back in. They got to have him back involved.
5 straight out of the stoppage here for the visitors, and their lead is 4.
Rutland has not been back into the lineup. Let's see if
you have summoned him, Jan.
Yes, I did.
They had that Theragun, and he handed it back, and he said, I am ready to go. Gustin pocket picked. Here comes Lewis with Malachi King, and Lewis right to the rack.
2 bad possessions, and just like that, it's a 60-54 game. 2 possessions. Marian did not play well. They played so many good, and 2 have cost them 2 possession deficit.
7 in a row here for Marian. For St. Francis, excuse me. It's an inside and a dunk in there for Gustin.
Pretty play.
And a much needed hoop there for Marian to get down by 4. They had turned it over.
Got D'd up right here.
On about 3 straight possessions. Lewis, step back 3, got tackled, and he cans the 3. Lewis with a hand in his face and got tackled to boot.
Lewis has to be going into cells because he asked for a call after every shot.
Both he and Avance, and they feel any little bit of pressure there, falling down trying to get that extra trip to the line.
All they can do is say no, right?
Yeah. Franks going right at Lewis. One-hand rebound, Avance. That's going to St. Francis. And here come Rutland and Humphrey Jr.
Well, I thought this group gave those guys some solid minutes. Now 63-56. Falling back a little bit. They got to make it, man. They made up that ground, got there, and now all of a sudden here they are again where they got to grind and claw back into this thing.
A 13-2 run here for USF. King with some nice minutes off the bench. Can't get an inch on Humphrey Jr. Lewis versus Rutland, the third, an electrifying drive. Extra pass. Avance wants the 3. Can't get it. And Humphrey Jr. with an important rebound there for Marian.
And that's the difference when he's not in there. He's a much better rebounder when he's in there for the team.
Rutland, the third, wanted to swing it to the corner, but nobody was home.
Big possession here for the Knights.
And reach in by Lewis, and he's beside himself, but he's going against 6'7", 225 Aaron Humphrey. That's almost a whole foot taller than what Lewis stands.
But he's down at the block, battling, down in a great stance, and all you can do is foul him because he's really calling for the ball.
And Carroll, first time no, second time yes. Second bucket for Carroll today, the transfer from Valparaiso. 5-point advantage for USF as we approach the midway point of the second half. Avance goes in, shot got blocked, and then standing out of bounds is Moles, and that's when the ball hit him. Avance with a game-high 18, Messenger with 10, Lewis with 13 for St. Francis. Moles, Rutland, Humphrey Jr., the 3 double-figure scores for Marian, and then Rutland, the third, called for the foul on a big-time move from Javon Lewis.
I'm not sure how much contact was here. Obviously enough for to get the call. He's a tough guy to guard because he is so quick.
Excellent free throw shooter at 87%.
Wow.
He has half of his 16 points here in the first 10 minutes of the second half. They leave Renfro open for a 3, but he can't cash in as then King soared over the world for an impressive rebound.
Marian's starting to get a little bit of danger territory.
Lewis, no. Avance, no as well. Moles able to battle for the board. 3 on 4 the other way for the Knights. Nice feed in front. Renfro almost fumbled it away. Now he's double teamed, and he gets called for a traveling violation.
Of all the things that had to happen, that's not one of the ones you wanted.
A tough break there for the Knights. Media timeout. 66-58 the lead for St. Francis. They try to pick up an important win and pick up their 4th win out of their last 5. You're watching it on the ISC Sports Network.
Does your school offer high-quality education? Does it offer virtual or hybrid options? Marian University Preparatory School educates students in a safe, faith-based environment focused on college and career exploration. Here at Marian University Preparatory School, we empower parents and help students to master what they love and learn as they live. We are now enrolling students in grades 6 through 9 this fall. Full financial aid packages are still available. Act now to make MU Prep your school for 2022.
Show your night pride and make a difference. Order your Marian University specialty license plate today, and for just $25, you'll help fund scholarships for Marian students. Renew or order your plate today at any Indiana BMV branch or online, and support future leaders at Marian University with every mile. Drive with pride. Get your plates now.
Well, Marian still is playing pretty well, but they had 2 or 3 possessions that just really hurt them that St. Francis was able to come back and get scores, and now just like that, St. Francis up to an 8-point lead, Rick, and still tons of time, but it's going to be the defense that wins this if they got to get some stops.
St. Francis shot in the low 40% range in the first half. They've upped it here, just a tick over 47. It was a slow start. Hello at home. It's a slow start for St. Francis out of the gate with that Marian defense, but since then, the Cougars have really found a good rhythm offensively.
Yeah, and the Knights in the last 3 or 4 minutes have not found the free throw lane either. Been able to get some at the free throw lane, so still tons of time, but it's got to get it. It's all about stops now.
Avance goes right in, gets the bucket and the foul. A tough hoop, and back to his hometown coming Mar Avance.
Wow.
Whew. That's Aaron Humphrey Jr., number 2 on him.
Lawrence North High School. Had Lawrence North the other night against Warren Central. They're going to be heard from. They're really good. 1 loss on the season. They weren't at full strength. South Bend got them a little short-handed, but South Bend pretty good, 7-2, but Lawrence North going to be really solid down the stretch.
Humphrey Jr. going against King, who stands his ground nicely. Knights desperately needing a hoop as they fall behind. They've fallen behind by a game-high 11. It's been 9 straight here for USF, and it stays there on the missed Moles 3. Here's Lewis, who's been electrifying in the second half, lost it. There's Carroll putting his nose in there. He's got a 2-on-2. Lewis couldn't track him down from behind, and Carroll puts it in.
Great effort out of Carroll. Hustle play to get it, finish strong.
Avance, King, wide open, right to the front of the cup.
Good 2-man play. Little high ball screen, then a roll, good pass. All of a sudden, just like that, it's an 11-point lead for St. Francis.
5th assist today for Avance to go with 7 boards and a game-high 21 points. The senior for St. Francis. Rutland the third. Kick out. Franks thought about a 3, a little side step. Too much on it, and a nice rebound by Eugene Young Jr. coming out to get it.
Marian starting to get in danger territory. Time starting to get away. Rick, they got to have stops now.
And according to our live stats, the Knights are out of timeout, so they cannot stop the clock on their own choice. Eugene Young Jr., no, but another rebound for Malachi King. Freshman from West Lafayette, Indiana, by way of Harrison High School, has been making an impact here for USF off their bench.
Yep, no doubt. Really good move by St. Francis. They have just not made very many mistakes here in the last 3 minutes and have played solid. Knights with no timeouts, to your point, and 13-point lead. Wow.
Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside quickly, come back. USF in front by double digits.
Hey, grab me one too.
.-point lead, the biggest of the day here for the Marian Knights. Today's game brought to you by AAA Roofing. When it rains, it pours, so trust the pros at AAA Roofing. That's who we call. Special thanks to AAA Roofing for their support of Marian Athletics. And Jan, what have you liked here from USF? They have really flexed their muscles. They're starting to ramp this thing up from a flow and tempo standpoint.
Yeah, smart decisions down the stretch here. They've been patient. They've got good shots, and their length is really starting to hurt Marian. It hadn't hurt all that much during the game. Now it's starting to rear its ugly head because they have gotten really big-time rebounds at the glass, and that's really hurt Marian. It's still, 8 minutes is a lot of time, but you got no timeouts. It's all got to be on the floor now. Got to be smart, get some good shots. Marian just has not found the free throw lane. Just really felt like they needed to get there, and they have not.
Yeah, just 5 free throws all day for the Knights. 14 on the other side for USF. Feels like a must-score situation here for Marian, down 13 to St. Francis. One of their classic rivals across multiple sports in the Crossroads League. Carroll goes in, and King will get called for the offensive goaltending, but he tried to make a point here coming towards the rim. Malachi King averaging just 4 points per night, has doubled that here today for St. Francis. Lewis with those pink sneakers that impressed Jan earlier in the first half, putting them to work and floating them in.
Yeah, I'm just jealous because I wish mine moves as fast as his. But, man, he has absolutely been the real deal, Rick. I mean, all kidding aside, he is a very difficult player to guard.
10 points on 4 of 7 shooting here in the second half for Javon Lewis.
And a lot of intangible type plays as well.
Carroll, nice find. Frank's corner three. Cannot get that one to go. 0 of 4 is Franks from distance. Avance galloping, scooping, and scoring again. Mar Avance.
Yeah.
A walking highlight reel.
Yep, just athletic play.
And I guess Marian did have at least one timeout left. We'll go with the big board. It says they have 2, so we'll say the Knights have at least one more timeout. But you look at more wonderful offense from Mr. Mar Avance.
Well, Marian looks a little tired right now, and St. Francis seems to have a little fresher legs and are just making basketball plays. And unfortunately, it's tough because Marian has played so well, stayed with them, and now down the stretch here, St. Francis just making plays, and Marian doesn't seem to be able to counter that.
Knights are 0 of 5 from 3 here in this half. St. Francis shooting 57% from the floor coming out of the locker room, and that's with that slow start that saw Marian score the first 9 points of this half, Jan, to go up 50-44. And once USF kind of found their rhythm, they got it down. They were down 54-53, immediate timeout, and coming out of that timeout, they went on a huge run, outscoring Marian 13-4 in that run, and it's been all USF since.
Yeah, they scored 33 points here in the second half. We've talked about their output. They average 87.7. They have 77. They get 6 minutes, scored 10. Looks like they got a good shot to get what they normally do.
Yeah.
And when they get what they normally do, that's tough because that's a lot of points.
Had won 3 in a row before losing to upstart Taylor on Wednesday, 84-72. Knights trying to avoid dropping their 3rd in a row. Interesting, we have not seen Russell at all. Had 7 points, 2 boards in 11 minutes that first half. I know that was mainly because of Guston's foul trouble, but Russell gave Marian some nice minutes there in the opening 20 minutes. Knights with the ball. Humphrey Jr. trying to get his second half going, and he floats one in right there. That stopped the 8-0 run by USF.
Marian going to go in a little 1-3-1 half-court trap, try to get something out of their defense.
It's been 24-8 St. Francis. And Humphrey with the rebound off the Messenger, missed
Gotta
from
go,
3.
gotta go.
Less than 6 to play. Humphrey Jr. bullets into the corner. Moles going to work against Lewis, who stripped it. And now here comes the electrifying speed of Moles looking for help. He'll just lay it in himself. Lewis up to 20.
No substitution for quickness. They're just not.
It's now a 26-8 counter here for St. Francis. Lewis called for the off-ball foul, his second. Javon, sophomore, back home in Fort Wayne, graduate of Wayne High School. Just a sophomore, so a bright future for him for the Cougars. Here's Guston, and now Humphrey Jr. Using that size, that speed, and that strength, and bullied Messenger into a foul, who gets up and voices his displeasure.
Messenger not real excited about the call.
So now standing straight up. Might have been moving a little bit with that freight train named Aaron Humphrey Jr. coming right at him. .14 for the former Tindley High School man. It's been a year at a prep school at Don Bosco Institute. We mentioned the St. Francis time in Glen Oaks Community College before arriving here in Indy. Pass stolen by Young Jr. Lewis doesn't have numbers. Now he attacks, pitching off to Eugene Young Jr., who missed it from the baseline, but the ball finds his hands anyway, and now Avance sets things up in the half court for USF. Faking the pass, Malachi King, he wanted a three. And Gustin, has the miss. King not known for his three-point shooting. Humphrey Jr. lost it. Then the ball found its way right back to him after deflecting off of Luke Lindemann.
That 12-point lead. Marian showing some energy here. I like it. See if they can get something. They can't just go even here. They got to score and get a stop.
Bad miss from Lewis. Avance thought about it, now backs it up. Gustin defends. The King, who's been red hot in the half, blocked there, met at the summit by Lindemann. 4 and change left. Marian's got to start scoring, and they got to score quick. Down 12. Humphrey Jr. goes right at King. Hangs. No. Put back from Gustin. No good. Out of bounds off of Marian.
Timeout.
Timeout on the floor with 4:11 left in this one. St. Francis trying to win their 4th out of their last 5. Marian trying to avoid dropping 3 in a row. 12-point lead for USF here on the ISC Sports Network.
There's something that may surprise you about Marian University. It's not our Catholic faith or our Franciscan values. It's not our 5,000 students or our diversity. It's not Marian's championship athletics or our Indianapolis location. It's that Marian is home to Indiana's only college of osteopathic medicine. Marian, Indy's Catholic University.
Knights down 79-67. They want to avoid falling to 2-5 in the Crossroads League. They enter today, as we mentioned, just a game back of that two-way tie for 5th place with Huntington and Mount Vernon Nazarene. Top 8 teams in the Crossroads League make the Crossroads League tournament. Top 4 all host an opening round game. And as we mentioned before, the top 4 or 5 teams, pretty much you can almost pencil them in for an at-large berth in the national tournament.
St. Francis played a lot of people.
Yeah.
Their bench, for me, has been a lot of the difference in this game. They just seem to have a little bit fresher legs to them.
They've been carried today with 43 points combined between Avance right there, and then Lewis walks on screen. I love it when things like that work out. Avance with 23, Lewis with 20. And those guys have just been phenomenal today, particularly here in the second half. They've scored double figures in each half. Here's Avance. King, a bright spot off the bench, as we mentioned, as Marian trying to force some pressure with a little zone defense. Kick ball by the returning Gustin, his first game since the middle of December. Sophomore at 6'8", bringing that much-needed length here for Marian. Got off to the slow start with the 2 fouls, only 4 minutes in the first half, but has kind of found his legs here in the second half. USF with a 12-point lead, more than happy to burn some clock. Avance slithering. Young Jr. corner 3, perfect.
Just good ball spacing.
15-point lead, one of the biggest of the day here for USF. Gustin goes attacking to the rim, and he got fouled. Third 3 of the day, by the way, for Eugene Young Jr., sophomore, also out of Fort Wayne. Did not play Wednesday against Taylor, so a big boost back to the lineup here for USF.
You know, the thing that St. Francis brings to the table, they are very athletic.
Whew.
You know, and you can see if they can continue to get some momentum, they can make a dent in this tournament, the conference tournament.
Just mind-blowing speed at times.
Yes, athletic. They've got good size. They've shot the 3 pretty well today.
Yeah, 10 to 24 for 42%.
Yeah, you shoot the ball 42 from behind the arc and complement it with everything else. You're going to win some games.
They've also gotten to the line 14 times today and made 12 of them. They have dominated the glass as well, 40 to 27. Backside lob to Messenger. And Janie talked about it. St. Francis averages in the high 80s. They're right there with 3 to play in this one.
You weren't able to take away anything that they're comfortable doing it to a huge degree. When a team's allowed to get the points they average, you got to disrupt the team. And Marian, I thought for more than 60% of this game was able to do that. Just didn't have it. I don't think enough fresh legs at the end here to finish the way they, I think, started.
And a good bounce back three-point shooting wise for St. Francis today. 29% against Taylor Wednesday. They are at 42%, as we mentioned here today, also north of their average makes per game with 10, about 3 above their season average. But that rebounding number has been huge. It was leaning heavily St. Francis' way in that first half, but again, 40 to 27. They've assisted on about half of their baskets today, but it has been just a big-time second half pretty much since about that 14-minute mark, and that's when St. Francis kicked that thing into high gear. Humphrey up to 17.
You know what's really interesting about this as well is Rogers, while he was effective early, I mean, it's been Advance who's really, they got 2 guys with 20-plus points in Lewis and Advance.
Yeah, Rogers played 9 minutes, has only played 9 minutes at all today, and that is, actually, you know what, Chan, he hasn't played at all in the second half. That's the defense, the reigning National and League Defensive Player of the Week. Avance goes right down the middle of the lane. Talking to some family and friends in the corner, and we might have had some people on the floor to come celebrate.
Oh my
Mr.
word!
Avance, take a look
Talk
at this.
About a attack to the rim. I like it. When you go hard to the rim, good things happen. More likely, you're going to get fouled. I mean, he probably didn't have a huge shot of dunking it, although that's what he was tipping. But I like it. If you're going to go hard.
And Avance gets the bounce. 24 for him today to lead the way, including 11 here in the second half. Again, Rogers has not played at all in this second half for USF, but Lewis and Avance have picked up the slack in a big way. Moles 3, Humphrey Jr. the rebound, picked out away, gets it back, reverse layup goes.
Humphrey Jr.
Humphreys now with 19.
A 13-point hole here for Marian. 56th meeting all time between these two schools. St. Francis leads it, 29 wins, 26 losses. USF won both games last season, and a swish there for Eugene Young Jr. Don't think they missed him earlier this week. He's 4 of 5 from range, Jan.
Yeah, he just adds another depth to an already pretty good bench.
Humphrey Jr., tough all the way.
Humphrey Jr.
It's going to be a little bit too little too late as we had a minute to go here in the second half. St. Francis comes out. They shoot the ball beautifully at 53% coming out of the locker room. Marian shot it at 52%. But USF outscores them 44-33 here in the second half as King trying to get the put back up for Lewis, who's slow to get back up. Lewis still down outside of the baseline and now slow to get back to his feet. He'll try to walk back into the play here. Avance throws it up off of 1 foot. Gustin with the rebound, lost it. Lewis trying to get his bearings there. And if you're Nate Conley, I might just get Lewis out here. Got banged up there a little bit.
He says he's all right. They asked if he wanted to come out. He said no.
Shot clock dark with about 19 seconds left. Marian will drop their 3rd game in a row. St. Francis is going to pick up their 4th win out of their last 5 after a wonderful performance today with 4 in double figures, highlighted by Vance's 24 and Lewis's 20. As Jan, those two combined to shoot over 50% from the field today. They were 16 of 30 as a duo.
Yeah, it was a really good game, as I talked about, for 65% of the game. And then, quite honestly, St. Francis just wore Marian out. They made plays, shot the three pretty well, 40+%, got to the free throw line. Marian was just really never, ever able to get to the free throw line as much as I thought they probably needed to in today's game. So congratulations to the Cougars. Thought they played well, and they got the win.
As you mentioned, Rogers didn't play at all in the second half. We hope everything is A-OK with him on the USF side. 3 double-figure scores today for Marian, highlighted by Aaron Humphrey Jr.'s team-high 21 points, 15 for Moles, and 12 for Rutland. St. Francis improves to 7-9 on the year, 2-5 in the Crossroads League. Marian falls to 4-13 overall, 2-5 in the league. So thanks to our great crew today, headed up by director Charlie Hammock. Replay today was Kyle Donlin, camera operators Dalton Cox, Eric Connect, and Olivia Warren. For the great Jan Bozier, I'm Rick Johnston saying so long from the PE Center on the campus of Marian University, where St. Francis wins their 3rd straight against the Knights, picking up an 88-74 victory today here in Indianapolis. This has been a presentation of Marian men's basketball on the ISC Sports Network.